Hi y'all, I'm Allison. We did it. Here is the last video for my Christina Lauren mini marathon. If you have watched all of these, then I thank you for your time. I hope you've enjoyed this as much as I have. If you do like these little mini marathons instead of me grouping them all together, then be sure and let me know down in the comments, and I'll see if I can come up with another one in the future. It's been kind of fun doing a video every day. So anyway, enough of that. Let's get into the most recent book that I've read by Christina Lauren, and that would be The Honey Don't List. I read this month, so I read this in June. And I had such high expectations for this one. This has been a 5-star prediction for me since I bought it, which was right after reading The Unhoneymooners. So it has been waiting on my shelf for over a year, with me just being so excited to get to this book. And I finally did. And no, it wasn't what I was hoping for. So in this one, we've got a home decorating TV show. And we have Carrie is the assistant to, it's a husband and wife duo running the show. Carrie's the assistant to the wife. And our main guy, James, is hired on as an engineer for the show. But he ends up being an assistant, basically, to the husband, Rusty Tripp. So Rusty kind of does the woodworking, that kind of thing, and Melissa is like the face of the duo, and she does the decorating and all that. It had, if you're familiar with the show, Fixer Upper with Chip and Joanna Gaines, that's out in Waco, which is about an hour from me. So at first the couple really reminded me of them, and I hope this isn't based on them, because but anyway, think of that kind of a show with Carrie being assistant to the wife and James being the unwilling assistant to the husband. And it turns out that Melissa and Rusty Tripp, who are the TV personalities, they're being celebrated as, one of the best couples that media, or the public and media, love them. They are darlings of their relationship. They've got a book coming out on their relationship and how they've made it so successful. Behind the scenes, that's not the reality, and they're fighting. And it comes down to Carrie and James to help keep all of this under wraps and uphold their public persona while they go on a book tour promoting the new book that's about to come out. I expected a lot of fun shenanigans behind the scenes and with the TV show and everything. There's not much about the TV show. Like I said, they're doing more of a book tour. So, and I wanted that behind the scenes of the show itself. You don't get that. You get Melissa being just vicious. The husband, Rusty, he just doesn't care. He just, whatever. And Carrie's overworked, underappreciated, and James is just kind of like, okay, So this one, it was more of fighting and arguing, and it was not the lighthearted tone that I was looking forward to at all. I think if you're wanting a good rom-com, which I don't think this was rom-com. I think that's where this one fell. This would almost borderline into, not quite a drama, but kind of those, those rom-coms where you go and see the previews and you're like, oh, this movie's going to be so funny. This is going to be great. And it looks like all the funny parts were in the trailer, and you ended up with a story that was a little darker than what you anticipated, that's this book. So if you want the funny, home improvement based rom-com kind of book, go to the fantasy area and look for Flip That Haunted House by Rose Pressey. That one has all of the funny home improvement mishaps and small time vibes and everything. I've loved that book. In fact, I've got a review for that one. I'll put it up in the corner for you. So this one definitely missed the mark for me. I did not like the characters. I didn't care necessarily. I wasn't, I was rooting for Carrie and for James for them to get together, but yeah, this one is being unhauled. So it looks like so far for me, Christina Lauren is 3 out of 5. But the 3 that I love are just so incredible that I am completely fine with, letting the other 2 go. And I do have to say, it's not necessarily a bad thing because they're not pigeonholed. Their books have different tones to them, which can be a very good thing. So I think if you're not quite as picky as I am, or if you don't go into it expecting one thing instead of another, I think they might all be, they're all worth appreciating. This just didn't turn out to be the light, funny, romantic comedy that I was expecting. This had a little grittier of an undertone, just with all the fighting and the personal ambitions and fame. It shows what fame can do. There it is. It's more about the downside of fame than a funny rom-com. There. And more power to them for branching out like that. But again, not quite what I was looking for. Anyway, I still love this writing duo, besides the fact that 2 of the books just weren't for me. And others would probably appreciate them more than I did, those 2. And I have quite a few waiting on my shelf for me to get to. So I will definitely be continuing on with Christina Lauren and snagging up every book that I can by them to see how many more just home runs are hidden in their backlist. So if you know of any other Christina Lauren books that I haven't gotten to yet that need to be bumped up onto my list higher than the others, then definitely let me know. And if you know of more that are along the lines of which one was it? Joss and Hazel, a little bit more crass and a little bit more graphic with the sex scenes, then it's not necessarily that it was graphic. It was just, it read as vulgar to me. That was my, my take on it. Because I'm getting old and I just, yeah. All right, that was the last book. I will be back on Wednesday, I have a day off, with my Sims TBR game to find out what books I will be reading in July. I really hope to see y'all there, and let me know if you've read any of these Christina Lauren books, which is your favorite. In case you missed any of them, I'll put a little playlist up here for you. I wish y'all happy reading, and I will see you in the next one, I hope. Bye now.